Welcome.
I'm Meg Goetz, your host.
Oh, and I'm Seamus Millar. I'm a co-host.
He's also a host. Today we have the very funny Chantry. Yay! He is the 2013 winner of Philly's Funniest. And Chip, what was your strategy going into Philly's Funniest in 2013?
To win. To take it all. That's
all right.
Yeah. This is comedy's no holds barred, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you just it's all blood.
Maybe that's why I've always lost.
Blood and guts.
I just wanted to have fun.
No, you have to kill. You
Get
have
a
to,
good tape.
You want to murder,
That's...
maim the other people. No, my.
Is that what you did? No.
I hurt a few people.
Okay.
I'm pretty dominating. No, so this is the year that I did win, and my strategy changed from the 7 years that I didn't win.
Wow.
Or however many it was. What I did, so my strategy going in this time, and we were talking about running the light earlier, we were talking about before, I was always the guy, there was a couple times where I was really good at it, I literally ended at 6 minutes, like 5:59, but there's no reason to do that, you don't get a prize for that. So what I did was, because you have to do 4:30, and then, so what I decided the final year, instead of trying to pack joke after joke after joke, get as many punchlines in, I was like, enough of this, because what I would do, I'd look like an idiot. I'd be staring at my watch, even though you'll see me stare at my watch a little bit, but I'd glance at my watch to make sure. So, but instead of planning 6 minutes, I planned 5 minutes, and I was like, screw it, and just do the tightest 5 I can. I saw the light at 4:45, 4:30, whatever it was, but I could just, the whole time, I could breathe, I could let the jokes, I could let the laughter go, I didn't have to rush, and because I talk fast and rush as it is, so it just took a whole minute of stress and anxiety out of me, so I could just sit back and enjoy it. And I think that was my biggest ace in the hole.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I feel like a lot of new people. I used to do it. Like I packed like the first time I did it, I packed like 10 or 12 jokes into what would be like a 5-minute set.
Yeah,
and it's like, all right, you don't need to do all that.
And there's something to be said for that. But if you got a couple of killers, you start out, you want to get a good laugh right up front, pretty easily, and then just hit it. But I think you want to exude confidence, because there's so many people in these shows, especially prelims, that don't know what they're doing. So if you can breathe and own the stage for 5 minutes, people are like, oh, that guy's a pro, so I'm going to vote for him.
That's what this year I was just like, I just kept like being just relaxed. It doesn't matter. Even if my joke ends in the middle of a joke, just don't give a shit about it for once. And it was way different for
And you were
me.
great. You had a great set. I heard it from backstage, and I didn't see you, Seamus.
Let's talk more about me now. I'm just
But
kidding.
you came out and you had a killer ad-lib. I mean, ad-lib, I guess you would call it. You had a killer ad-lib right up front, which just like knocked and then you just had that confidence then. You just have that, and then it was just pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, I think, confidence is definitely key. You want to start watching this tape? I'm super excited to see it. All right.
So this is 5 years old.
I'm excited. Is this stuff you still do?
No, there's like one joke I think I still do. This is my fancy Bill Murray shirt.
So you guys are drinking, that's good. I cut out my drinking.
This is no Dorian Vasquez tape.
No, it is not. I wish. Yeah.
Exactly.
This is literally a friend of mine. And you can even hear his friend talking over a little bit.
Like, guys have cool stories to go to AA.
But that looks like a video from the 80s, like
motion. Worst thing that happens
like he's spying on you?
Like,
yeah.
I have too many glasses of red wine, and I get rosy-cheeked and chatty. Like, that's what happens to me.
You're looking good these days, Chip.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've slimmed down a little bit and put the beard on to hide that other chin. I look like a big baby in this. I look like a giant baby.
This is going to be us roasting you for the...
Yeah, no. I'm wearing a Bill Murray t-shirt and a digital watch, so it is a good look for me.
There's a Radio Shack nearby, so I walked in the Radio Shack. Have you guys been in a Radio Shack recently?
So I do this. I do Radio Shack.
Was Radio Shack still a thing at this point?
Yes.
Is that how long ago that was?
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
A Radio Shack is basically what would happen if your dad and your uncle tried to build an Apple store. Like, that's what would happen.
Do you ever worry about like transitions? Because I feel like you go through so many.
I feel like I don't. I feel like people are smart enough anymore where if you just take a breath, and again, that's the thing with time. If you can take a breath a little bit, and then just go into the next bit. So
I was doing some shopping at the grocery store the other day to get some food, if you need to know. And it was last Monday afternoon.
I don't yell at the crowd like I used to do that. I should do that again.
Yell at the
I should
crowd?
scold the crowd.
Scold the crowd, yeah.
And at one point she turns the aisle to go to the other aisle, and then like I'm just shopping, I turn the
By the
aisle.
way, if anybody is really trying to win Philly's Funniest, just when you're doing your jokes, flail your hand around as much as possible.
I've noticed that.
Just really flail that hand.
A lot of
Yeah, make it
And
awkward
dropped,
for
so I
everybody.
was going to grab it for it, but I realized that something plastic on it hit the ground and broke.
I totally
You're very
forgot.
tall. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but is that girder always there still?
Well, by the way, that's not a real building fan.
Oh, okay.
That's, that's a picture.
Why are you doing your set in an alley? dude?
Yeah, no, this is that's a drawing of a building. I'm 6 foot. I'm just 6 foot, very average.
Now's my chance.
I forgot about this bit. I haven't done this bit in forever.
Did you
It was
bring a lot
fun.
of people? Was that part of it?
Couple, yeah. I used to bring a lot, and then like people were like, "You keep losing, we're not gonna come anymore." For all these years, yeah. I came in third, like I think 4 times. I came in third, and people were just like, yeah, "We can't." It was like
Can't
Eagles
do
fans.
it.
They were just like, they dropped out before
Yeah,
the
your own
answer.
fans.
Yeah.
The creepiest
so
thing I gotta say. I'm gonna attack her. I'm like, I just won't be on Monday.
This was a good crowd. I think this is the prelim round. They were.
How packed was it? Can you remember?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because sometimes I'll go to a Philly's Funniest Night and it'll be like, 250 or something, and then other times I'll go and it'll be like 30 people showed up.
Exactly.
And they're all sitting in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weirdest is when there's comics laughing in the back and they're not matching.
That
Yeah.
shit always makes me super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I did have to go last week.
Because, like, if you hear it laughing in the front, you're like, alright, fine, that joke's. But if nobody's laughing in the back, I'm always like, ah, shit.
Or even if there's somebody in the
I'm
crowd
bombing this.
who, like, at any show, if there's somebody in the crowd, especially if it's a small crowd and there's one person that's really cackling, it makes everybody else self-conscious because they're like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be the person
Yeah.
to yell, to be that loud, so then
Right.
everybody else, like, there was
don't
somebody
wanna
the other
match.
night that was, I think it was the late show, one of the late shows that I was hosting, and it was a small crowd, and there was somebody that was like, cackling.
Just scream, yeah.
And I'm like, you're ruining it for everybody else because,
Yeah.
and you can't tell somebody to shut up, but like, it just makes everybody else not want to laugh at all.
Yeah, so you're very animated, and I've noticed this with, especially the late shows. I feel like if you're like more of a deadpan comic, you have more of like an uphill battle because they see so many comics. Do you think like that animation?
I think it does, especially if you have a good crowd. I think it being animated definitely helps. If a crowd's dead though, like sometimes that energy could, like you want to match a crowd's energy and bring them up a little bit. Like I feel like sometimes if a crowd is super low and then you come in all crazy, like they're just like, who
We don't want
the
it.
fuck is this? You know, so I'll start a little less energy and then try to bring them up to it.
Well, you're not gonna hurt nobody.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing. I'm friendly, I'm courteous, punctual. Does punctual count for something? These guys usually
I really
like to
dressed
brag
up for
about
this,
what they're like. That's
for this
where
show.
you guys
I do
really
like that, yeah.
compare themselves to an animal. They're like, I'm like a tiger, man. I'm a
Was
stud.
this like one of your favorite
Sandbox.
shirts?
Yeah, you know what? I think it was. It was just a Bill Murray shirt, and I think it was lovely. And I'll tell you this: I remember wearing that the night that I won. So here's the stupid thing: I think I probably wore that
Kept
shirt.
wearing it?
I just kept wearing it
That's so
because I'm stupid and it's ridiculous. Although I feel like I have a few comedy uniforms.
Yeah.
Do you guys do that? Where it's like
Yeah.
I literally have like 4 things that I wear, and I'll wear one of the 4 things.
None of it is too fancy though.
Yeah.
Mine is always like, I'm a cool chick.
Yeah. Yes.
At least my attempt at wearing it.
I go for I'm a cool chick too.
Yeah.
That's usually my go-to.
It's the
That's
best go-to,
my look.
yeah.
Yeah.
Applause break.
But okay, so here's the thing: if you were to stop this right,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to stop, but like we're almost done. But the like in past years, like I got an applause break, which is great. But like if I got a really big laugh or I got an applause break, which would be great, I'd be so nervous because I'd be like, shut up, I have to do my next joke, or like
Right.
step on their laughter because like I can't go long. But here it's like even now it's like I have another 30 seconds and I have literally like one last tag to do, and
You got to
I
just
could
let
I
it
could breathe. I could
yeah.
just let it breathe. Yeah.
That's another really good point of like not rushing through your jokes.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of nerves. So like if someone starts laughing or if like it's a joke where you think people need to think, just stop.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
let them
And jokes are all about emotion. You gotta have emotion, and if you're just spitfiring these jokes, there's no emotion to it, so
Right.
they don't attach to you. Like I don't remember that person, but if you're like, oh, that was the person that got really angry about this, or that was really excited about this, or over the top, they're like, oh, like I'm not saying go jump around on stage, but if they see that roller coaster of emotion, when you're going fast, you don't have that time to do that. But if
Right.
you can give those expressions, those
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
that you can show that energy, those emotions.
I
Yeah,
want to hear this tag, man.
yeah, it's not even that great.
And then we'll take a siesta. I'm not sure.
Literally.
I love that last joke.
Dude, that was great.
It's interesting. Do you think you could do that joke now? Because it's like it's about migrant workers.
Yes, I
and-
stopped doing it.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's. I don't think it's a joke that I don't like doing it anymore. You know, it's so weird how there's certain jokes that you don't do anymore that you know, you're just like, oh, I did that 7-8 years ago. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna stop that. Yeah. And Mr. James Heskey, 2012
there he
winner right
is.
there. Look at him. Look at him.
That was great though. That was consistent laughs. Do you worry more about, this is silly, but like getting just like more laughs or bigger laughs?
I think it's a balance. Like I want to have, like, you don't want to go a long time without, so it's like you want to keep those laughs, but like obviously like big laughs. I think like a couple of, like, if you can get a couple of big laughs, I think people remember that. So not only do they think they're funny, but they hear that kind of like electric energy and they're like, oh wow. And so it's like, this guy really got to go. This guy really got to start, you know. So so I think big laughs are good. And of course, you want to end on a big laugh. Like I remember actually thinking that last bit, like the punchline got a really big laugh, and I was like, I should just walk off here. Yeah. But I waited. I did the punchline, and it got a decent laugh, but it was almost a little bit anticlimactic. But whatever. I was just like, okay, I'm done. Yeah. Hopefully,
I don't think it drops.
Hopefully, I moved on.
Like, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You won.
Yeah.
Do you remember who moved on with you that night?
I don't.
No.
I remember that. I'm pretty sure the night that I won, I think I want to say House came in third, and Jim Ginty came in second. I think. I think that was
That's crazy.
And I remember when I won, like that night, they called House's name, and the night that I won, like I felt confident as far as like I did the best that I could do.
Yes,
you know, it was like I was happy with it. I walked away. I was like, whatever. And I think that was a big thing too. Like this was the year, like we used to get, and I think everybody still does, but like we used to get so in our heads about it. Like, well, I could beat this person, maybe not this person, but I think I can advance. But if I was on that night, I could do that. And then, well, you know, if I switch this joker, and you micromanage it and you overthink it. And this was the year I was just like so over it. I was like, I don't care. And I think between that and just like cutting off the last minute, I was like, whatever. And like I think I just had that, like, I didn't make confidence, but I just didn't care. But I do remember winning, and so I remember like I felt like I was like, I think I got in the top 3. Like I felt like, all right, I think I'm in the top 3 that last night.
Yeah.
They called House's name, and then they called Ginty's name, and like when they called Ginty's name, I was like, oh, so I think this, and it might not have been like this could be me. And then they got it, and I remember literally just like I wasn't even excited, I wasn't happy, I was just like relieved.
It is done.
I was like, it's done. All right, I'm just gonna walk. I'm just out of here.
I remember my first Phillies Funniest. I don't know if it was your year after. It might have been actually, but it was so funny because I was like all young and new and excited, and I was just like, "You won it."
Yeah.
How is that? And you're like, oh, I'm just happy it's over.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And then it
I
was
just like,
in
just
my
over.
head that, oh my God, this will never be over for me.
Yeah.
Like,
but you just have to like
ever.
go and have fun with it. Like
Yeah.
Chris Kosha once told me, he was like, for any of these things, for like contests or showcases like this, he's like literally just go in with saying, okay, we have the opportunity to get you have a good opportunity to get a good tape out of it.
Yeah.
Dorian. You have a good tape, get a good tape out of it, and if you get a good tape out of it, that's great, because then you can send it to bookers, you can send it to whatever, and anything else is just gravy. So it's like, if you go in, you pay your whatever, $15, $20, whatever, and then you go in and you get a good tape, great. Now you have a good 6-minute tape, it's worth it, and if you win, move on, whatever, it's worth it. And like, people can't, like, and I did the same thing too. Like, I used to get so in my head and so like, and I was like, you can't worry about it. You just go have fun, and honestly, like I feel like a lot of people will show that they do. So like even if you don't move on or if you don't win or whatever it is, it's nice that not that they're totally sitting there, they're working, but like the staff at Helium, the management at Helium, it's like, oh, Megan had a really good set, like.
Yeah.
And then like and then they you start working there or whatever, like people can do that. Like I feel like that's just as if not more important than winning or making the finals or whatever. It's like, oh, these people saw me, they saw me do well, maybe they book me. You know, I think that's a huge deal too.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Yeah.
Got anything?
And
no, I don't know.
here's the thing.
I feel like...
Here's the thing. If you guys do win some year, you will be just like me.
Oh man.
And you can be in a place where 5 years later you can sit in somebody's apartment and talk about it.
Oh, you mean Helium Comedy
We're
Club?
at Helium
We're
Comedy
at Helium Comedy Club. We're at Helium Comedy Club. Beautiful.
We've redecorated for the show.
Helium. But
They
yeah,
cleaned
like,
a week ago.
look how far I've come.
I'm glad you're so excited to be on
where
that show.
Look where I've gone.
it's
No,
okay.
not that I'm afraid. But
I'm
yeah,
okay.
this is I wasn't doing
Yeah.
Conan tonight.
Oh, right.
So I was able to do this.
That's
is how,
next week,
This is
right?
how far I've come.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So we're gonna wrap this up with a segment called Go Towards the Light.
Okay.
Okay. So as most Philly's funniest contestants know, one of the hardest things is not running the light. It's super important. We talked about it earlier today. So in this game, we're going to start Chip's set randomly and then pause it.
Okay.
And he's gonna have to wrap it up like he just saw the light.
And there's gonna be a huge laugh afterwards.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're gonna
Well,
crush
if-
this.
If you
living
can
room,
sweeten this, yeah.
And yeah, we'll give him a huge laugh if it pays off. All right. Do you wanna?
Do you wanna?
honors?
I'll just pick a random point.
Just pick a random point and then
Alright,
pause it when
alright,
you're done.
alright,
Okay, so you
alright.
have to listen really good though.
I was at a funeral. I had to go to a funeral recently, and you know what they say? Always the pallbearer.
Wait, stop. Can we stop this? Hold on. I have to. Wait, and I apologize.
Okay,
We can't do this.
that's okay.
I have to address that joke. You
Yeah.
ready for this? So I did that joke. Is always the pallbearer. Like maybe later that year, or the next year, I was at Cap City with Tommy Johnigan. Very funny,
Okay.
Tommy Johnigan. And I did that joke like the first night, and I had a good set.
Right.
And then he headlined, and he had a good set. And then afterwards, we're hanging out at a bar, and it got to a point where it was just the two of us. He's like, "Hey, I gotta tell you, I've done that joke before."
Oh, shit.
No.
And I was like, "Oh," and like I guess it's like it's like I don't think I heard it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you
Yeah.
get poisoned, but I was like, "Oh shit!" I was
Right.
like, and it was like mortified. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." Like he's like, "No, it's just a similar whatever."
Right.
And then I just stopped there, so I never did that joke again. But apparently
Yeah.
he did it like on.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, finish his joke, Chip.
Finish his joke. I know, right?
Finish his joke.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Well, do you want us to skip to a different one? or
yeah,
you
skip to a
gonna-
different
Alright,
because
okay.
that's yeah.
All right.
You're grieving in your morning, you're really upset.
Oh wait,
You're like,
same thing.
No. That was just a line, and this is a story.
Carrying the casket from the hearse to the burial site, and like I'm tearing up, I'm really upset, and all this stuff pops in my head. You know what?
All right, Chip, you got
You got
like
the light.
you got the light, man.
Oh.
You got the hard light.
So what I've been meaning to say is that my grandmother passed away, and she would really want me to win this. And if she doesn't, it's all on you. R.I.P. Grandma. And then I was
Grandma. I like the actual, because that is, you have to panic a little bit.
Oh,
Like,
you
in
do.
the beginning.
You do.
Like, everyone panics, like,
Yes.
at least a little bit. You know what's weird? I panic when I'm getting close to the end and I don't hit the 4:30.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I timed these jokes,
Yeah.
but what are you
No,
gonna
I
say?
just
Say it.
remembered. Like 2 years ago, I didn't plan to end on this joke, but it left on a weird like pedophile joke. And I was like, "Good night, everybody!"
And that's my time.
I got out of there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you advance that year?
No, and
Okay.
actually I had some girls who got kicked out. They came out to the bar and they said, we wanted to laugh, but you were just so bad. I was like, thanks. And they were like, no, just your material was bad. And I was like, oh, okay. And they're like, it
Drunk
was.
people, man, they try to give you advice.
Well, then
and
they, humble brag. They hit on me, bro. Right? Dude?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, what's
See?
up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't think I was that bad, did you, ladies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hate my humor,
mean, you
and
thought I
you
was
don't know how to
bad,
act
but
in a
not
comedy
like,
club. That's a
you
catch
know.
right there.
Man, they really wanted to fix you.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to work with. So.
Here's a very interesting fact. I'll admit it. I had a great set this night, and like all throughout we didn't do the quarterfinals then, but like the prelims, the semis, the finals, I had killer sets the entire year. Nobody hit on me the entire time.
Oh, well there you
Whoa.
go.
0 people. So,
That's gotta be.
Yeah,
I've
so I
heard-
think so. You win that round. Yeah.
I've heard people are intimidated. Like if you actually crush, they're like
Maybe-
intimidated.
Yeah, I think it's just I'm more off-putting than that. So I think that's it's not so much
All the
intimidation
funeral
as
talk,
it is.
Well, they were
Yeah.
also very drunk, so don't, like,
Yes.
it's not like it wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't a big victory for me.
Cool. Do you want to do one more? And
Sure.
then-
Yeah.
You guys cool with that?
Yeah, so I gotta go into the light again.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
one more.
we'll do an earlier joke. And
Okay.
let's just say this was your closer.
Okay.
All right. Oh.
Doing some shopping. I went to the grocery store the other day to get some food, if you need to know. And
And the light comes on out
What?
of nowhere.
Speaking of food, feed the children. Donate now. Good night. And then you go off.
Yeah.
I'm not a pedophile. Good night.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Wow,
Like
yeah.
that's
yeah.
That's
like,
what you
not like
should.
the
Not
last
for real
guy,
though.
Seamus.
But
Good night. I think that's how I do it. That's how I play it.
Hell yeah, man.
That's so smart. Just goodwill it.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna bomb, like if you're not gonna.
On
finish,
one last note, don't fuck kids. Treat everybody with respect.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Exactly.
In that order.
All right.
All right, cool.
Well, it's been all set, right?
Yeah, this has been all set.
Dude,
with
this was so much fun. Thank you guys for
Yeah,
having me.
thanks for
This
coming,
was
man.
Great.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chip Chantry, everybody. Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.